So David, mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and mental illnesses are common and treatable. But so much of what we do physically impacts us mentally. But why is there such a stigma on mental health, and why won't people be more open to talk about it?
Yeah, no, it's a good question, and it's a question that I think plagues our industry, plagues our employees, plagues our communities. And I think about a couple of statistics that really highlight how common mental health issues are and also underscores this stigma. In the US, you just had a good statistic. In the last year, 40% of people have experienced depression and anxiety. In a typical year, 20% of Americans meet criteria for a psychiatric illness, so 1 in 5 of us. Of those 20%, less than half get treatment for their psychiatric illness. So that means that at any given point in time, 1 in 10 Americans is walking around with a psychiatric illness but not getting any sort of treatment for it. And I think about if that was the case for diabetes or heart disease or cancer, that would be a crime. We would be putting a lot of time and energy and resources into how do we help people get into treatment. And I think that underscores where the stigma is. And I think the stigma comes from several places. One, you can't see mental illness. You can get a blood test for many different diseases. You can see when you have a broken bone on an x-ray, or you can see when you have a cut, but you can't see or do a lab test for mental illness. Second, we're raised with a lot of messages throughout our lives. And one of those messages is to be strong and to not be weak. And I think we grow up perceiving these issues, mental health issues, struggling with stress, as a weakness that we don't want to show others. And we carry that into these moments with us. So if you're struggling with something, you're faced with, I have a fear, I have a shame, I have a doubt of should I get help? And I think that holds us back quite a bit. And I also think many of us don't know when to seek treatment. We may struggle silently with sleep problems or wondering, is our child's behavior problematic? Could therapy help with that? And I think many of us don't know a lot about what to look for to know that treatment could help with those issues.
Are you seeing any type of demographic? Is it a certain demographic, or is it really across the board on people seeking help?
It's really across the board. I think some communities, some minority communities are more reticent to seek help, but across the board, I think there's a stigma that impacts us. And so, thinking about what we can do about that, I think of a few things. One is to just think about what can we learn? What sort of education can we participate in? So we learn the signs and symptoms. What should I look for in myself? What should I look for in others? What does therapy look like? We often think therapy's laying on the couch for an hour a day with a psychiatrist sitting behind you talking about your deepest, darkest secrets from childhood. And treatment takes many different forms. It can be as simple as looking at an app and doing meditation or mindfulness exercises. But think of treatment as talking with a consultant or an expert or a coach. It can be as simple as a 1-hour phone conversation or a telehealth video session, just to get somebody's perspective on what you can do to be healthy and to better manage your stress.
It's interesting you said that, because I have several friends and colleagues that mentioned downloading an app that, I forget what, just mellows them out, and they do that 10 minutes a day, something like that. They said it's tremendous what it does for their mental well-being. Yeah. That's interesting you mentioned that.